Welcome to MINDSHOCK Live Q&A. This is your host, Bruce McGuire. This is the 32nd edition of Anything Goes Q&A with logic and reason at the forefront. All frontiers are shattered. Any topics are up for discussion, from Steven Seagal to Chuck Norris to Flat Earth to any and every conspiracy under the sun, including time-traveling Bigfoot Terminators from Hollow Earth. Interdimension. So welcome, everyone. If you want to help support the podcast, help Logic and Reason return to a world that is quickly going extinct, as the listeners might have noticed, none of this is being discussed in the mainstream or elsewhere unless logical fallacies are involved. You can donate to our PayPal. Just check out the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Patreon. You can also help to support the channel by becoming a YouTube member right here. Alright, so welcome. Truth to Roulette. Lord Zed, the one and only. Aaron. Shalom Shire Farm. Interesting name there. So, what are we going to start with? True Trolleth asks, will you skip edition 33? Of course not. The 33rd edition will be an all-day special where we're going to be setting records in logical discussion of all topics. I don't have the exact day yet, but it will be an all-day event. Pintosack asks, Bruce, if you are against statism, does that mean you are for open borders? So here's the thing. If there is no statism, sure, but there is statism. So within statism, how can you have open borders without destroying the societies you do have? A la... I mean, I don't know if we should jump into this on YouTube, but... But the grand conspiracy of the Kalergi plan, which, I mean, that's quite a conspiracy that involves the extinction of white Europeans via immigration. Some say it's going on already in Europe and in other parts of the Western world as well. Canada, America. Welcome, Heracles. So yeah, that's something, Pintosack. That's an interesting question. Some would group it under an appeal to extremes, logical fallacy. Also, kind of a. I mean, you could also frame that under begging the question, circular reasoning, presupposing, because statism does exist. So. Am I, like, we're not going to play make-believe and say statism doesn't exist and then discuss borders. So, if you're talking where you could just magically create any kind of world you want, then yeah, there would be open borders. There would also be people defending their own private property. So, but there's no state, so there's no borders of a state. So that's also, we're getting into etymological territory there, because borders of what? So you're talking about there's just the earth, and then there's people with private property who defend it. But yeah, people would be able to wander from continent to continent, if that's what you mean. Alright, so, Matari Sensei in the house. So, I want to start this off. So Chuck Norris has been around. Chuck Norris has been around on this earth for almost a century. I'm about to present the only known footage of Chuck Norris becoming triggered. And I think you guys can guess what the subject he's being triggered about is. So I hope everybody's sitting down for this. In over a century, no footage has ever existed of Chuck Norris getting triggered, except what I'm about to present right now. So we are traveling back to a wonderful time known as the early 90s. So actually, Chuck Norris appeared in 89 on this show, and also in either 92 or 93, so it's somewhere around there. But, yeah, without further ado, here it is. We're kicking it off with one of the biggest mind shocks in history. Chuck Norris getting triggered.
Have you had much Aikido study?
Oh yeah, yes.
Aikido study?
Oh yeah, yes. I've studied Aikido for several years.
Kendo? Do you do a lot of them to a degree? I mean, do you try to do a little of each one? Huh?
Was it Steven Seagal that told you that?
What?
Steven Seagal, did he tell you to get away from it? He may be a wannabe.
I'm sorry I brought this up. I'll figure it out.
He's a wannabe. Because the wannabes are the ones with the attitude.
Or maybe wannabe again or something. Who knows?
But he's a wannabe that will never be.
Yeah.
See, because guys with that attitude just don't make it. Is the way.
Has he ever crunched your instep or anything? Or?
No. They wouldn't dare.
That menacing, really rotten kind of guy image that he projects is
carries over.
Largely acting, is it, or not? No. I see what you're trying to say.
Carries over in his whole life.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad.
For a martial artist,
I suspected that.
Yeah, for a martial artist, it kind of surprises. Steven Seagal, did he tell you to get away from it? He may be a wannabe.
I'm sorry I brought this up. I'll figure it out.
He's a wannabe. Because the wannabe.
Does anybody recall Chuck Norris getting this triggered and actually rudely talking over an interviewer? Like constantly interrupting him? Never seen that before from Chuck here. And we're going to examine why Chuck Norris is so triggered at Steven Seagal. The great one, the master of all trades, jack of none. The most accomplished living human being today. The great one, Master Sensei Steven Seagal. So is Chuck just really that jealous of Steven Seagal?
These are the ones with the attitude.
Or maybe wannabe again or something. Who knows?
But he's a wannabe that will never be.
Yeah.
See, because guys with that attitude just don't make it.
So let's get into some receipts here. So Chuck is saying guys with the attitude of Seagal. Now, I'm assuming there was some kind of personal encounter, but I couldn't find anything about it. So, but let's go to the receipts here. So let's talk about making it in the industry. So here are Chuck's numbers on thenumbers.com, the premier box office tracker. So Chuck Norris has amassed over $240 million, almost a quarter of a bill in worldwide aggregate box office. Now, let's look at Seagal here. How much has Seagal amassed? The great one has amassed $722 million in box office, including over $38 million for his directorial debut on Deadly Ground, that classic. So is Chuck... Now, at the moment Chuck is saying this, Seagal had not yet outgrossed him. So he's predicting here that guys will never make it. That Seagal is just a wannabe. But looking at their careers in retrospect, it looks like Seagal has accomplished a whole lot more than Chucky. And here's where it gets really sketchy. Because a lot of that gross from Chuck is from Dodgeball and Expendables, where he just had short cameos. They were not his vehicles. The Dodgeball box office was $168 million gross. So that's under the cameo. Oh, my bad. No, it's not. He's got 311 mil. 311 mil. Okay. Well, actually, no, that doesn't look accurate. Because Dodgeball did 168 mil. So that's not accurate there. That's not accurate. So as a leading actor, it says 240 and an additional 131 of cameo. International box office here. 311. Yeah, this doesn't look accurate because Expendables. Expendables worldwide box office is 314 mil. So I don't know how accurate this is. But anyway, it's safe to say that without the cameos, I mean, Chuck is severely undergrossing the great one, Steven Seagal. So, okay. Matari Sensei says, I used to be a huge Seagal fan. What do you mean used to be? Is there any more accomplished human living today than Seagal? I mean, the music, the acting, the writing, the fashionista icon. Have you not seen the entire Seagal series? I mean, movies is just a small amount of what he does. International ambassador, sheriff's deputy, border patrol agent, saving lives during Hurricane Katrina and never mentioning it. I mean, this guy's not only a master thespian, I mean, this guy's a humanitarian, the likes of which the world has never seen before. Matari Sensei says, I mean, movie-wise specifically, yeah. Alright, so now let's examine the only known encounter of Chuck and Seagal on video. Now, I've played this clip before. Look at Chuck, hands in pockets, being very careful not to offend the Great One. Like, he didn't want to make any sudden moves, because he knows full well what would happen here. He talked all that smack, and here is Chuck just being dwarfed by the Great One, Steven Seagal. I mean, it's very obvious what would happen in their encounter here. So, what's... Lord Zed said, speaking of gnomes, what are you talking about? Chuck's not a gnome. I'm not talking trash on Chuck. I'm just saying, it's the only time Chuck has ever talked trash on anybody. He talked a little bit of trash about Bruce Lee after Bruce died. While Bruce was alive, he never said one word about being able to beat him or that Bruce wasn't a real fighter or any of that nonsense. I mean, it's kind of cowardly on Chuck's part to say that after Bruce is no longer alive. You know, because if Bruce were alive, everybody knows what would happen if Chuck said something like that. I mean, it's very obvious what happened in sparring between Chuck and Bruce as well. So anyway, here's this encounter where Chuck is doing nothing here. Chuck is doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. I couldn't find any more information here, so what's interesting is Chuck is probably the only guy who has a pedigree anywhere near Seagal's. Let's look at their black belt pedigrees. Or, okay, hold on. So Chuck's got a 9th Dan in Tang Sudo, 8th Dan Taekwondo, 5th Dan Karate, 3rd Dan Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and single black belt in Judo. And here is Seagal, 7th Dan Aikido, 7th Dan Kyokushin, and a black belt in Kendo, Judo, and Kenjutsu. So I don't know if there's any actual I don't know if there's anything to back up Chuck's claim of Aikido. I guess he just practiced it. Seagal's practiced dozens of other arts. But yeah, I mean, Chuck is really the only other individual who's anywhere near the pedigree that Seagal is. But I mean, Chuck is not looked upon as like the greatest Tang Sudo guy or the greatest Taekwondo guy. I mean, when you think Aikido, you know Seagal is top of the heap. So, yeah, between the box office credentials, the martial arts pedigree, and Chuck standing with his hands in his pockets, being careful not to make any sudden moves in their encounter, I mean, just this triggering. I mean, is it just pure jealousy on the part of Chuck Norris? I mean, Chuck Norris was kind of big, but he was always in Bruce's shadow. And now he's in Seagal's shadow. Because in the early 90s, I mean, Chuck Norris was still making movies. I mean, what did he do? So Under Siege. So this is after Above the Law. Above the Law, Marked for Death. So Seagal's like really getting up there in top action star. Now, in these days, I mean, Chuck's not doing a ton. Walker, Texas Ranger started in 93, so he either just started that or he hadn't yet started that. So in 93, he was doing Sidekicks, and then he did The Hitman in 91, which is okay. And then he had Delta Force 2 in 1990. That was pretty decent. So, I mean, his career's not dead, but, you know, he's clearly not on the level, domestically or internationally, as Steven Seagal. And Seagal's just a master of his craft of Aikido, where if you ask the world who's the greatest Tang Sudo or Taekwondo guy, I mean, I don't know that many people that are gonna mention Chuck Norris. And I don't know if Seagal ever said anything negative about Chuck Norris, and Seagal might have not even seen this interview. I mean, if he had, I mean, I don't know if this little encounter captured on video between Seagal and Chuck would have went that cordially. What does everybody think? Welcome south to west. In Seagal we trust. I mean, Seagal blew the whistle on the CIA. I mean, Seagal's been Illuminati attacked ever since he blew the whistle on Piers Morgan. We went over all of that. We went over all of that in the Seagal series. The biggest deep dive, the most comprehensive deep dive into Seagology and the history of the most accomplished human living today in more forms of endeavor than anybody else. South to West says, but Chuck Norris is Kronos and Seagal is Zeus. I'm not sure about that. Chuck Norris is Kronos? I don't know. Lord Zed says, my 2 rules in life: never underestimate old man or fat people's strength. But when you got an old fat man, what about when you have an old fat man? Yeah, Seagal's crazy quick. I'm about to play some clips, the most recent clips of Seagal just absolutely wrecking people at his age and bulk, which is absolutely unprecedented. I mean, he's 73 years old now. He's still wrecking shop at 73. I mean, Chuck Norris really hasn't done much in his 70s. I mean, I think he was still doing stuff in his 50s and 60s maybe. But he's now in his 80s, and he really hasn't done much. I mean, Seagal's still putting on demos. I mean, I know Chuck still trains in his backyard, but as far as putting on, like, official demos and you know, throwing around youngins like ragdolls, I mean, Seagal was just coaching Pereira, and Pereira should have stuck with Seagal, because about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, Seagal was teaching Pereira. I mean, he was literally ragdolling him like a child. Like a child. I mean, say what you will about Seagal. This man was 72 years old. So, people can make fun of him all they want. A 72-year-old is ragdolling UFC champs. You don't see Chuck doing that. Just saying. Just saying. Alright, so, what do you guys want to see next? You want to see more Seagal footage? Lord Zed says, old fat man can be very deadly. I've seen it and I can't unsee it. My friend tested his grandpa when I was a teen. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You definitely should not be testing grandpas or pregnant women. I mean, people, God, maybe that's what gives pregnant women their superpowers. It's just the gut in one form or another. When you have that much mass, I mean, you could just cause some damage. This is Seagal putting on a demo in Russia a couple years back. I mean, look at the respect on his name by this stadium of fans. Just the respect that is put on his name anywhere not infiltrated by Illuminati propagandists trying to smear him. Just look at the sheer effortless nature in which he dispatches opponents. I mean, people sleep on joint and wrist manipulation. But I mean, anybody who thinks Seagal can't wreck... I mean, actually, who would you bet on against Seagal, even at his age? I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, welcome Aaron's Energy 313. Lord Zed says power is the last thing to go. And here's the thing. With Aikido, you're using your opponent's momentum, forces, mass, and acceleration. So Seagal is literally using the force of his opponents to destroy his opponents, plus he's got his own power, which is the last thing to go. So just this level of destruction by a human being. I mean, if he's a mere mortal, which I'm not sure he is. In the next episode of the Seagal series, I will be asking the question that everybody should be asking. Is Steven Seagal God? I mean, just look at this sheer effortless destruction of bodies. I mean, nobody does it like Seagal. And the people saying that these guys are cooperating with him, if they don't, their arms are broken. They either are trained enough to cooperate to a certain extent, or I mean, look at that. Like, what would have happened if the guy didn't flip? His arm gets broken. The only appropriate response to not break your limbs is to fall the way they're falling. Obviously, if he did this to a guy on the street, they wouldn't be reacting this way. They would be getting destroyed. I mean, look at that. This guy in his late 60s, this was a couple years ago, this guy in his late 60s is effortlessly tossing bodies with one arm. I mean, look at this. Look at the momentum here. Look at his foot. So he tripped the guy, and he just pushed slightly. That guy did... Who thinks that guy jumped? That guy did not jump. He went with the momentum into the flip. Look, his right leg did not bend. Yes, they're going with the momentum and flipping to avoid injury, but this isn't pro wrestling. Look, that guy's leg is completely straight. Look at his left leg. He did not... Look at his... right leg. Look at his right leg. He didn't bend and jump. He got tossed. And he rolled with it. He went with the momentum, but he didn't... This isn't pro wrestling. He did not assist Seagal. He didn't jump with... Look at that. He just tossed that man. I mean, this is true mastery in every sense of the word. I mean, and look at these. Look at all of these fans looking on in adoration, in stunned adoration of this demonstration of a man in his late 60s effortlessly dispatching young opponents. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. I mean, it's a shame. You know, there's a reason people don't challenge Seagal to street fights. I mean, for all the trash that people talk about Seagal not being legit, you would think one of them would be brave enough. We actually have that one story from the Iranian bodyguard who got hospitalized, and Steven Seagal paid his bills. That's like the only story we have of anybody testing Seagal. You could check that out in the Seagal series, all the receipts provided. But you would think all these Hollywood goofs talking trash against the great one. I mean, he was on set. Michael Jai White. What stopped Michael Jai White from actually testing Seagal? We all know what stopped him. We all know why he didn't do anything. We all know why nobody actually steps to Seagal in real life. South to West says, and to think Seagal's true love is actually music. He's a creative, sensitive soul. He sure is. Let's take a look at this.
Pay attention. You paying attention? Oliver, you sure?
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
I collect guitars because I'm a serious player and I've been playing since I was a child.
Pay attention.
Absolute shred master, a legend of the blues. And again, if you check out the Seagal series, I provide all the receipts and the respect that the greatest blues musicians have for Seagal's name. Aaron's Energy 313 says, I just can't get over the glued on hairline. Man, Seagal's style is unprecedented. I mean, this guy's a fashionista pioneer. I mean, look at him bringing back the burns here. I mean, look at those legendary burns. I mean, those sideburns are pretty incredible. Let's see what he's got in store here. This might be one of the most recent videos. He might be 73 years old here. Who has seen a 73-year-old? Maybe he's 72, but this is one of the most recent videos. He's really heavy here. You can see he just keeps getting bigger every year. This might be... Who has seen a 70-plus-year-old man move this fast? I mean, he would wreck all of the haters today. Today. I'm hesitant to say if Steven Seagal even has a prime. I mean, if he's immortal. I mean, just look at this guy. I mean, he looks huge. Who would think a 70-plus morbidly obese human can move this fast with this much power? He really doesn't have a lot of wrinkles either. I mean, look at that. I mean, it really is a shame Michael Jai White and all these other trash talkers didn't actually step to Seagal. I mean, we all know why they didn't. Because they didn't want to become a meme, basically. They weren't really memes back in the day, but that's what they would have become if they actually stepped to Seagal. I mean, how, like, you have people stepping to people all the time, but isn't it kind of weird? I mean, more people have stepped to Bruce Lee than Steven Seagal. What does that say? What is that? More people challenged Bruce Lee in street fights and on set than Steven Seagal. No one dared. I mean, other than that Gene LaBelle goof, which wasn't even a fight or a step to, I go over all of that from stuntmen who were on set and watched it. It wasn't a fight at all. It was like a cheap, it was like a demo where Seagal was anticipating a cheap shot from LaBelle. And supposedly they both fell down and got up. Whatever. So, yeah. I mean, what does it say when more people stepped to Bruce Lee than Steven Seagal? Welcome, Bubs. True Trollette says, I wonder if he still has a ranch up near Ennis, Montana. Yeah, I don't know how many homes this guy had. I know he had at least one place in Arizona. Cali, Arizona. Did he have a place in Florida? I wasn't aware he had a place in Montana, but he had quite a few homes in New York, of course. But I think he just moved to Russia a number of years back, and that was that. South to West says he's simply increased in volume. He's not fat in the vulgar sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with his health, but I mean, for a 70-year-old obese man, I mean, I think even the haters have to, like, even the haters, even the most Dunning-Kruger suffering goofs, the Seagal haters, can they name any other 70-plus obese man who is more impressive than Seagal? Like, if there was a category, 70-plus super heavyweight category, who would beat Seagal? I mean, even in the deranged minds of haters. Lord Zed says he's built like Mark Hunt. Oh, somebody wanted to see the clip of him just toying with Pereira. I mean, this guy's toys. As a geriatric, this guy toys with UFC champions. I'll put up the Pereira clip. There's also Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida. I mean, this guy just toys, ragdolls UFC champions. Now, obviously, it's not a real fight, but you can kind of tell what would happen in a real fight. Oh, here's, who was asking about the clip with Andrew Tate and Seagal?
Hey guys,
Yeah, so apparently Andrew Tate was hanging out with Seagal at one point. Andrew Tate wanted some pointers from the Great One. Actually, it looks like they're friends and they've had multiple encounters. Tate tweeted here. Of all the celebrities, I don't know at what point this was, or if Seagal recognized the Matrix attack, because everything that's kind of happening to Tate, the smear campaigns, etc., regardless of whether he's innocent or guilty, there's clearly a lot of made-up stuff about him, even if he is a criminal. But yeah, Seagal obviously, he's friends with Alex Jones as well. We went over those clips. The Illuminati smear campaigns in full swing. But Tate tweeted, of all the celebrities who are trying to get in contact with me, Steven Seagal's the first to get a message through. You cannot stop an Aikido master. I mean, Seagal even knows how to operate Aikido through the interwebs. And apparently, yeah, they've hung out on numerous occasions. Just chilling with Seagal. I mean, this is hilarious. Who thinks this is funny? Lord Zed says Hulk Hogan's the only one who even belongs in the ring with him. Now, who thinks the Hulkster's in fairly good shape? He is, but I don't know. Yeah, he's pretty big. The Hulk is pretty big. I mean, I guess he would be a super heavyweight. But does the Hulk have any actual martial arts knowledge? Pinto Sack says Arnold. I mean, Arnold's in rough shape these days. Who saw that recent Arnold documentary? I don't know if it was on Netflix. Yeah, I mean, he's in pretty rough shape these days. I don't know if he was shirtless, but I think they had him in maybe like a tank top or something. I mean, he's really flabby. I mean, he's a shell of his former self, which is kind of weird. People are like saying, oh, well, he's old now. I mean, there's bodybuilders in their 80s that are in way better shape than Arnold right now. But anyway, this is, yeah, this was the clip of Seagal chilling with the GOAT. But anyway, oh yeah, you want to see the Pereira clip? Yeah, let me find it. This is interesting. Let's see. I mean, I have quite a few hard drives on Seagal. Let's see. Huh. It's kind of weird. Oh, here we go.
Where's the movie?
Okay. So Alex Pereira obviously wanted to be God, and I think he won the belt right after this. Right after training with Seagal. So this is a 70-year-old Seagal imparting his wisdom on these youngins. And again, there's a reason nobody actually stepped to Seagal for real at any point during any of these training sessions with UFC champs. Like, nobody in this camp even wanted to step to Seagal. I mean, that's pretty big bragging rights. I mean, that's why people snap to Bruce Lee, but is Seagal really that imposing in person? Nobody's brave enough to step to him? I mean, other than that Gene LaBelle goof who was trying to cheap shot him or choke him out, you know, in a cheap fashion from behind or whatever, nobody's even tried to do that to Seagal. That's kind of interesting. Lord Zed says, Bruce, we've gone over this. He picked up a giant. Yo, I'm not saying the Hulkster's not strong. I mean, Lex Luger body slammed Yokozuna. Has the Hulkster done that? Let me check. Wow, Ahmed Johnson body slammed Yokozuna? Let's see here. Ron Simmons body slammed Yokozuna for the first time. Interesting. And then it was Lex Luger. And Mabel? And Ahmed Johnson body slammed Yokozuna. That's impressive. Yeah, it looks like the Hulkster never body slammed Yokozuna. So Andre the Giant was only 520 pounds. Yokozuna was 589, so it would have been a lot more impressive to body slam Yoko. So Lex Luger's got to be up there above Hulk Hogan. Andre the Giant was taller, not heavier. Truth Trollette says, didn't Arnold start pushing veganism? Yeah, I don't know. Arnold kind of turned into a woke goof. I mean, Stallone and Van Damme are kind of like the only OG guys left, and Seagal, of course. I mean, Chuck Norris, I think, is pretty based, but he actually was considering running for office in politics at one point. Chuck Norris did. Look at the speed of Seagal. But he's not even trying, and he's fast. I mean, he's exerting no effort. I mean, who has seen a 70-year-old fat man move this fast? 71 here, I think? Or even 72, 71? I think he's 71 here. He does not look 71, does he? He doesn't even have that many wrinkles on his face. But look at him absolutely toying with these youngins. I mean, here is Steven Seagal bringing UFC champions literally to their knees. To their knees. Without even breaking a sweat. I mean, Seagal can actually kick pretty high. He doesn't do it often, but there's a couple demos. Again, for all the Seagal haters, there's a reason nobody ever actually steps to him. Truth Trollette says, my parents are in their 70s and no wrinkles. They've actually aged very well in that regard. Yeah, I mean, some people don't, but I would say most people in their 70s probably have some wrinkles. A lot of people in their 60s or even late 50s have a fair share of wrinkles and look pretty old. I mean, yeah, no disrespect to Sensei, but I mean, he looks quite large. Right there. I mean, he looks like he should have trouble walking, doesn't he? I mean, look how big he is. He looks like he should have trouble walking. And he's just wrecking UFC champions. I mean, this is crazy. Alright. What else we got here? on the agenda. Let's look at some more old school clips here. Of Steven Seagal in his youth, just absolutely decimating people. Lord Zed says, didn't Van Damme step to him, but Seagal decided not to kill him? There is the story of that encounter, that night, the encounter at at Sylvester Stallone's house, yeah. I don't know if he didn't really step to him, though. I'm talking about, like, actually stepping to him and just, like, engaging in a fight. Like, they were mouthing off, and I think a coked-up Van Damme said, let's step outside or something, or let's fight or something, verbally. There's a reason, I mean, Van Damme didn't actually start punching and kicking. Because Bruce Lee's been tested like that. People just, there was some guy that supposedly hopped a fence in his house and attacked him. Some people think that was actually Steven Seagal who stepped to Bruce Lee. I forgot if we went over that deeply in the Seagal series. I might have to do a whole episode on that. But yes, Steven Seagal did train with Bruce Lee. This has been corroborated by more than one individual. A teenage Steven Seagal. Lord Zed says it's why he didn't die. Hey, look, I'm a big Van Damme fan. I think Van Damme's probably the most charismatic action actor ever. But yeah, no, there's a reason he didn't actually charge at Steven Seagal. There's a reason it was verbal. And yes, Seagal just apparently wanted no part. I mean, if Seagal really were a nasty guy, wouldn't he have just, like, destroyed Van Damme then and there? Truth Trollette says, I know Van Damme and Chuck had a run-in. They did not. They trained together. I played the clips. They were training partners. They never actually went at each other. But I would definitely favor Van Damme there, because Van Damme was way quicker than Chuck, especially at that time. I mean, Chuck's a bit older than Van Damme, so... I mean, Prime versus Prime, I would pick Van Damme anyway. Van Damme's athleticism is just really underrated. But I mean, come on, we're talking about Seagal here. I mean, his technical mastery. I mean, nobody is on this guy's level, other than Bruce. But after Bruce passed, I mean, there's nobody on this guy's level. Lord Zed says, Van Damme is a great warrior, and Steven never wanted to hurt him. I mean, yeah, obviously. I mean, Seagal just didn't want to take away one of the greatest other action actors. I mean, Truth Trollette, maybe there was. I don't know about it. I can check. I know they were sparring partners, and they trained together, and Chuck Norris even got Van Damme one of his first roles as a stunt guy in Missing in Action. And then they had a falling out because Van Damme... I need to do a deep dive on Van Damme. But apparently Van Damme was partying or something, and there was a missed scheduling thing. And then Chuck didn't really want to work with him anymore. But as far as I know, there was never any kind of physical encounter. They were just training together. Welcome, John Smith. Which John Smith is this? Lord Zed on point here. There was a part of Steven that knew how badly it would hurt us if he killed Van Damme 100%, yeah. Killed or paralyzed. We don't need Van Damme as a paraplegic of any kind or a quadriplegic. I mean, just look at this level of mastery that has never been seen before or since Steven Seagal. I mean, who actually thinks this man can be defeated? I mean, what has anybody seen that is evidence of Seagal? I mean, obviously Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's speed is just too much for anybody. But other than Bruce Lee, like, who can actually defeat this man here? What has anybody ever seen that would lead anybody to believe that this man can actually be defeated in physical combat? The one and only John Smith? You're the only John Smith, John Smith? Are you the John Smith of the Maura Murray case, or a different John Smith? If you are the John Smith of the Maura Murray case, people were asking you on the last Maura Murray episode. Pinto Sack says Dolph Lundgren could beat him. Seriously? I mean, I'm a big Dolph fan. I've been a Dolph Lundgren fan since Black Scorpion. Or Red Scorpion. Is it Black Scorpion or Red Scorpion? It's a Red Scorpion. Black Scorpion was a different movie. What movie was Black Scorpion? Yeah, it was Red Scorpion, 1988. What was Black Scorpion? Yeah, I mean, Dolph was a legit competitor, but I'm not sure. I don't know if Dolph could even beat Van Damme. Yeah, Black Scorpion was a 2001 TV series, but it was also a movie. I think it was some kind of low budget action movie. Yeah, Dolph's awesome. I mean, I've probably seen more of Dolph's low budget straight to video movies than I have even Steven Seagal's. I mean, I'm actually ashamed to say I have not seen Steven Seagal's complete filmography. I believe I have every single one of his films. I just haven't watched them, like the newer ones. Apparently, they might not be very good. I don't want to blaspheme here. But Heracles says, my money is on Lee Van Cleef as the master. Lee Van Cleef was pretty awesome. But you actually think he could take Seagal? I mean, I don't think Lee Van Cleef... I mean, what kind of martial arts experience did he have? Or do you mean in like a, well, even in a pistol shootout, my money's on Seagal. Have you seen his marksmanship? I mean, Seagal's pretty incredible with any weapon. Lord says Brian Bosworth would put up a good fight. Okay, I can grant that he would put up a better fight than most. The Boz, absolutely unprecedented in the NFL. In the NFL, the Boz was as entertaining as I think it ever got. I wonder what has he been doing? Has he done that many movies? He did Stone Cold, right? Was that with Lance Henriksen? Brian Bosworth. The bad boy of the NFL. You know what? That would actually be a great fight. I mean, the Boz was so crazy. That would be a good fight. I mean, he might last more than a half a second, which can't be said for just about anybody else. Pinto Sack says, Mr. T's in good shape still. Why do you say that? He was getting some kind of quack scene. He looks pretty frail. Why would you say that? He looks so frail. Let me see what the... Actually, he was frail before. Apparently now he's got some kind of a gut. Here's a recent pic. I mean, Mr. T versus the Boz would be pretty entertaining. Somebody took a photo of him taking out... Is that him taking out the trash or just randomly walking with a bag? But yeah, he looked pretty frail before. It looks like he's got a little bit of a gut now, but... Yeah, I don't know if Mr. T has any martial arts experience either. Maybe some boxing. I mean, Seagal is just way too lethal. Welcome, John McClure. Truth Trollette says, not sure why, but the Boz popped into my thinking the other day. Have you seen Stone Cold? That movie's phenomenal. That's actually probably one of the most underrated action movies ever. Brian Bosworth should have definitely been a bigger star. We got multiple people thinking about the Boz here. I mean, we're all in the right place, I guess. Lord Zed says the Boz upsets Dolph and Hulk in the tournament. You know what? I actually wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Brian Bosworth was so crazy, athletic, and powerful. I actually wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Dolph would be maybe he beats Dolph if Dolph underestimates him. Actually, what? Brian Bosworth is actually a trained martial artist? Did anybody know this? Now look what I found. I didn't know this would turn into a Brian Bosworth podcast. Look at the Boz here. I mean, that's quite athletic for a man of his size. Brian Boz. Look at Lord Zed calling it. And you know what's funny? Even before, I'm just finding out that the Boz is doing martial arts, but just based on his athleticism, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did upset Dolph. I mean, the Boz is no joke. And once again, Stone Cold is it's a really underrated action classic. Yeah, no, I gotta say, like, the Boz probably could last fractions of a second longer against Seagal than just about anybody else. Man, a martial arts trained Brian Bosworth. How big is Bosworth? He's not that tall. He's only 6'2". He's 60 now? Now, obviously, he was on steroids. He had a 450-pound bench press and a 4.6-second 40. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, he was a physical specimen, no doubt. He was 248 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of muscle for a guy that's only 6'2". Yeah, I didn't know he trained martial arts, but yeah. Man, what a dark horse in the celebrity action tournament. Truth Trollette says, what did he do against the Illuminati to be written off? That's a good question. I mean, Brian Bosworth has more charisma than just about any of these goofs today. Like Ryan Reynolds. I mean, look at just the crisis Hollywood is in on the action scene. I mean, there's really nobody out there. The Rock? I mean, come on. Brian Bosworth destroys them. Pinto Sack says Seagal do roids. Yeah, there's no way Seagal was on roids. Seagal was a toothpick back in the day. Why would Seagal ever even need to do steroids? He's faster and more powerful than anybody, and his technique is just unparalleled. Bill in the chat says Seagal old and obese now. Yeah, have you been here for the beginning? An old and obese Seagal still beats everybody. John McClure asks, Aikido beats what martial art? Well, as Bruce Lee famously said, it's the man, not the style. And look at this, Seagal doing ankle locks. I don't think I've seen him demonstrate that before. We're not done with Chuck Norris either, by the way. I got another clip of Chuck Norris, of JR and I discussing Chuck Norris previously. I mean, has anybody seen any evidence provided that anybody has any chance against Seagal? John Smith says Ronda Rousey threatened to knock Seagal out one. Oh, she's such a goof. She said she could beat Mayweather, too. I mean, come on, let's not make fun of the mentally disabled. You know, mentally disabled people say a lot of weird stuff. Yeah, Seagal's pretty tall. He's about 6'4". He's between 6'4" and 6'5". He's not small at all. I mean, Ronda Rousey got destroyed by high school wrestlers when she's an Olympic judoka. Like, Ronda Rousey gets destroyed by any full-time fighters. I mean, she made her name in the UFC beating part-time amateurs. And, you know, with some help from the refs. There's a couple of early stoppages there. I mean, really, really sad. As soon as she runs into a real fighter, a real full-time fighter like Holly Holm, she gets absolutely destroyed. I mean, she didn't even look as like an average amateur. I mean, she looked like they just pulled her, you know, from the trailer, just a random trailer park chick. They just pulled her from the trailer park and threw her in there. That's how she looked against Holly Holm. Bill says, wasn't here at the beginning, wouldn't help. Wouldn't help? Alright, hold on. Let me introduce you to, let's see where this clip is. This was from about last year. It's the most recent footage of Seagal. This is a 70... Let's see here. This is a 72 or 73-year-old Steven here. He's 72 or 73 years old right here. Huge. I mean, this is some of the biggest he's ever been. He gets bigger every year. I mean, just look at this absolute evisceration. I mean, who's seen a 73-year-old obese man move like this? And he's not even trying either. I mean, this is what, like 1%? He's going 1% here. As a 73-year-old obese man. I mean, he might be 72 here. It's pretty recent, though. Some of the most recent footage. Truth Trollette says trailer park chicks can scrap if they aren't all doped up. Yeah, they sure can, but not against legit fighters like Holly Holm or Amanda Nunes. Lord Zed says Ronda was arguably the biggest hype job in combat sports history. Arguably? Arguably? I mean, how do you think she looks good? She looks so trashy. The only time she could be passable at all was, you know, in a weigh-in when she wasn't all chunky. No offense to chunky women, but... Here's Ronda Rousey getting absolutely destroyed by a random no-name high school kid. And this is like an in-shape Ronda. Like, she actually did look half decent here. This is before she got all chunky. This was when she was, like, either training for the Olympics or after the Olympics. I mean, look at her getting ragdolled by a no-name random high school kid and she thinks she could beat Mayweather and Seagal. I mean, it's just laughable. And the high school kid's not even trying. Like, he's not even trying. I mean, maybe he's trying a little bit, but it's not like he's really trying to kill her. I mean, there's obviously no strikes here, but this is supposedly an Olympic level judoka, and she's just getting ragdolled by a random high schooler? I mean, look how easily he can just reverse her and get on top. Just like with ease. Like not even trying. I mean, look at this. He just took her back like candy from a baby. This is some no-name high school kid. This is a no-name high school kid. A teenager. And she thinks she could beat Mayweather and Seagal? I mean, there's a certain... It's not even her fault, too. Like, she was hyped to the point where... I mean, you can't hype the mentally disabled. They don't understand what reality is. So she was gaslit by these people into thinking that she could actually fight and strike. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I mean, who thinks that this is a pro fighter right here? Like, she's just randomly just throwing her arms at weird angles. Like, her fist is, like, upside down. What is this? She's just throwing... This is champion Ronda Rousey. Like, what is her head doing? It's just, like, flopping all over the place. I mean, if someone told you this was, like, a short bus rider just coming in for, like, a special ed MMA workout, nobody would bat an eye. Like, you know, that tracks. Like, who like, what kind of... Like, what is this? I mean, this is somebody who thinks they could beat Mayweather and Steven Seagal. Oh, man. John McClure says, good for a woman? Not at all. I mean, come on. No, there's legit mentally disabled women who could punch better than this. I mean, they do have, like, special ed classes for women in boxing and MMA. I mean, they punch way better than this. I mean, this is nonsense. I mean, I'm not going to say... I mean, obviously, she's pretty decent for a judoka. I mean, you know, she wasn't top ranked. Kayla Harrison beat her, and she's in the UFC now. So that's interesting. But yeah, here's just some random high schooler just having his way with Ron. Like, he's not even trying. I mean, this is a high school kid. She can't get anything on him here. I mean, it's just sad. And she was gaslit to the point where she thought she was actually God. I mean, it's kind of sad. John Smith says, if she lands punches like that, how does she not break her wrist? I don't know if she did she really land punches? She usually just went takedown armbar. I don't know if she actually landed punches on people. I mean, I don't know. I don't recall. I think she just went for the armbar. But look at Steven Seagal here. I mean, this is just unprecedented mastery. Like, who has seen evidence that anybody could take this guy? Just the level of mastery here is absolutely unprecedented. Weapons, no weapons, firearms, guitars. I mean, is there anything this guy can't do? I mean, he's just talented at being talented. John McClure, have you watched the 27-hour Seagal series here? I got all the receipts on here. I got all the receipts. You guys want some real dojo footage? Okay, hold on a second. Oh, man. I mean, who can survive an onslaught from Seagal? Like, the speed is just too much. The speed and technique. Again, like, other than Bruce Lee, I mean, is there anybody who could last even more than half a second against this guy? I mean, good call, Lord Zed, with Brian Bosworth. That was a legendary call out. We got to do more Brian Bosworth podcasts. We got to bring him into these conversations. Here's the thing. For all the haters, John McClure, Bill... there's a reason nobody has stepped to Seagal in real life. You would think all the haters and the stories from movie sets, or even on the street, or even on these random demos, more people have stepped to challenge Bruce Lee than Seagal. I mean, how many people are brave enough to actually throw a punch at Seagal? I mean, that'd be a pretty big notch in their belt, especially back in the day. I mean, now people kind of joke about him, but back in the day, that would have been awesome if you could say you beat up Seagal. Yet nobody could ever say that, other than the BS story again from coincidentally Ronda Rousey's coach, Ronda Rousey's teacher, Jean LaBelle, that pink gi goof. Obviously the stories he made up. If you check out the Seagal series, we actually go through the testimony from the stuntmen that were there. Jean LaBelle was trying to choke out or cheap shot Seagal, and Seagal preempted him. They both fell down, they both got up. Nothing really happened. It wasn't a real fight. LaBelle was too cowardly to actually turn it into a real fight. Or actually attempt to. He was trying to cheap shot Seagal. John Smith asks, would you give Kimbo Slice a shot against him? I would love to see it, I'll say that. But no. I mean, Kimbo doesn't really beat anybody with technique. I mean, Kimbo was awesome, don't get me wrong. I mean, he had a lot of power, he's really athletic, and we never even really got to see prime Kimbo Slice. I mean, I guess he was probably not even in his prime by the time his fights were recorded, the street fights. I mean, I wouldn't want to fight him. I mean, that is one athletic individual. I would love to see Seagal fight him, prime versus prime, but yeah, no, I mean, he struggled with even mediocre MMA fighters. Like, he's not, on the technique side, I mean, Kimbo wasn't really a technical guy. John McClure says Boss Rutan, perhaps. I'm a big Boss Rutan fan, but yeah, Boss is not going to be able to do anything against this level of technique. I mean, Boss is a street fighter, but I mean, I watched his, I actually watched his street fighting instructional, Boss Rutan self-defense and all that. I mean, it's pretty good stuff, but I mean, he's never handled an Aikido guy. Certainly not on the level of Seagal. I mean, I don't know how he deals with joint manipulation, because that's illegal in MMA. So, and even in his street fighting, I mean, he's mostly talking about, like, a throat strike, maybe, something to the eyes. He's not specifically dealing with Aikido locks. And again, I mean, Steven's just so much faster than Boss Rutan. I mean, it's not even close. Boss is awesome, though. I mean, Boss is one of the probably one of the best fighters of all time. I mean, he'd probably make, he's definitely, I would put him in the top 100 MMA guys ever. I mean, he's cream of the crop, no doubt. But I mean, again, who can touch this level of technical mastery and speed? Lord said, would you give Dustin Diamond a chance? Wow, I did not see that coming. And that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare when I don't see that coming. I mean, not too surprised with Brian Bosworth. I mean, I'm not surprised you called him out. I mean, he's awesome. Dustin Diamond, I did not see coming. That I did not see coming. Is he trained in martial arts? Wait, are you talking about Saved by the Bell? Are you talking about Screech? Or are you talking about Dustin Poirier, the MMA fighter? Which Dustin are you talking about, Lord Zed? I thought you were talking about... Wait, are you talking about Saved by the Bell, Dustin Diamond? Or are you talking about Dustin Diamond Poirier, the MMA fighter? Who beat, Conor McGregor? John Smith asks Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib is a tiny guy. I think they know each other. Oh, wow. So he was a karate guy. That's interesting. I did not know that. Interesting. Wait, he did boxing? He did celebrity boxing? Interesting. Man, you learn something every day. So, who would win between Dustin Diamond Screech? Here he is taking a swig while training in his gi. Dustin Diamond Screech versus Steven Seagal. Oh man, this is crazy. This is crazy. I did not see this live Q&A going to this. John McClure says, if a 120-pound guy with cauliflower ears wants to fight you, apologize and walk away. It depends on what size you are, doesn't it? And how well trained you are. Bill says, think Lee or Norris would beat Seagal would be a good fight, though. Bruce Lee, so I don't know how long you've been here. Supposedly, Seagal did step to Bruce Lee as a teenager. And obviously, Bruce won. I mean, but Bruce Lee's speed is off the charts. I mean, other than, I've prefaced this before, other than Bruce Lee. I mean, Bruce Lee's speed is unrivaled. I mean, he'll make anybody look slow, even Seagal. But other than Bruce Lee, I've never seen anybody faster than Seagal. And Chuck Norris, we talked about Chuck Norris on the opening here. Chuck wouldn't stand a chance against Seagal. He's way too slow and too small. I played the only known video of an encounter between Seagal and Chuck. I mean, Chuck is tiny. I mean, and Seagal's way faster than Chuck. At any age, Chuck was never fast. I mean, Chuck was good. He was pretty legit. But he was never the fastest guy. Not even close. Chuck wouldn't even know what happened. I mean, Van Damme would do better against Seagal than Chuck. Can't believe you guys are arguing over Saved by the Bell actors fight. This is truly mind shock. Wow. Okay. I mean, Seagal's like 6'4.5". And again, the speed and power and technique of Seagal all unrivaled. See, if Seagal were slow, we wouldn't be having any of these conversations. The problem is Seagal's too damn fast. The only guy that could be favored over Seagal is obviously Bruce Lee, who may have actually thrashed him. But again, Seagal would have been around 17, 18, somewhere around there. So obviously that, nowhere near a master at that point. Truth Trollette, what is the mind shock for there? What are you referring to? I mean, we say so many things so fast. What is that, the mind shock for on that one? Are you talking about the story with Bruce Lee? Oh, Truth Trollette says everything. Yeah, I'm gonna get more into the Bruce Lee story. I think I mentioned it on the Seagal series. I think I'm gonna have to do a whole episode on it. There's clear documentation that they trained together. I went over that. From the Inosanto family as well as Coburn, who actually knew both Seagal and Bruce Lee. He said they trained together. And Seagal actually gave Bruce a lot of props. He said he had the best, I think he said Bruce had the best sidekick he'd ever seen. I got a couple more clips to go over here. John McClure, Seagal's got crazy quick kicks. I don't know if they showed it in this video that's on the screen. It was like an outdoor video where he does some really fast Oh, it might be this one. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, he is fast with his kicks, too. I can play the fastest clip I've ever, other than Bruce. I'll play that clip next, where Seagal throws 5 punches in half a second. It was from this video. I don't know if he's going to do it here, but it was, I think it was from this video where he does kicks. No, but just look at how minimal the effort is here. The conservation of energy is also unrivaled from Seagal. Like, he's fat, especially now. He's never really breathing heavy, is he? No matter, again, you can say it's choreographed, you could say all you want. It doesn't matter how long the demo is, Seagal never breathes heavy. Now, I'm not going to argue he has good cardio. Look at that. He's not even trying. Look at how fast that snap kick is. And he's not even trying on it. That's the thing. Like, what is he going 1% here? Look how fast that front kick is from in an art not known for kicking. Look at the speed. Boop. He's so fast, and he's not at 1%. Seagal at 1% speed is faster than anybody other than Bruce Lee. He's got really fast low kicks, too, in that Alex Pereira video. And even, I guess, even with Anderson Silva, he was teaching Anderson Silva that front kick. He was still really fast in his 50s and 60s. You know what would be really scary? Seagal going 100%. I'm not sure I'm not sure any video even exists of Seagal going 100%. Bill asks, he's part native, isn't he? Okay, you open Pandora's box here on Seagal's ethnicity. Alright, hold on, let me find the clip.
With Italian.
Yeah, I have some Italian. I'm a little bit
With Italian descent?
Yeah, I have some Italian. I'm a little bit Asian and was raised over there.
My grandmother surely looks pure Mohawk.
I'm a Russian Mongol and I'm Russian.
I don't know what color I am. I'm just a simple country boy trying to put one foot in front of the other.
With Italian descent?
Yeah, I have some Italian. I'm a little bit Asian and was raised over there.
My grandmother surely looks pure Mohawk.
I'm a Russian Mongol and I'm Russian.
I don't know what color I am. I'm just a simple country boy trying to put one foot in front of the other.
Is anybody more humble than Seagal? I mean, come on. How many guys say something like that? Yeah, but just look at this unrivaled speed. I mean, it's just something to behold, isn't it? I mean, we've never seen a human like this. There is Steven Seagal, and then there is everyone else. Pinto Sack asks, what's with the MC Hammer pants? Because nobody can touch him. Can't touch this. Look at this. You can't touch this. I mean, it doesn't matter how many guys come at him. I mean, does anybody have a video of Steven Seagal breathing heavy? As old and fat as he is, or at any point in his life, does a video exist of him breathing heavy? Alright, we got one more clip here. I mean, Chuck was talking smack. I'm going to round this out with a clip From the MindShock podcast, this was JR and I discussing a segment involving Chuck Norris.
No, but see, the thing is, you know, like, everyone busted Chuck Norris's chops, but I have to give him props on two angles. One, first of all, he's actually a really good martial artist. Second of all, his plot lines, even though they were really far-fetched, they were designed for a child audience. And, like, you know what? He was actually a wholesome Christian. Like, he had a lot of, like, Taoist and, like, Christian, but, like, his shit was not.
I know, but yes, that's true. But he also threw in moments where he just punched that woman in the face while they were driving and knocked her unconscious. Like, he threw moments like that.
Yo, why do you have to bring up stuff? And, like, well, he also had his spiritual guidance. Like, what the hell? Like, I mean, like, you know, like, I don't know many Indian reservations that probably tuned into that show, you know, but, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, like, people bust Chuck Norris, but I actually have to say, like, he tried to actually generate an action-packed, relatively well-shot program that was, you know, shots. It was not shot for adults. That was not shot for adults. But, like, it was actually wholesome, and, like, he didn't have to resort to the scumbaggery in order to get his point across. Like,
he punched that woman real hard, though.
Yeah, well,
right.
Every once in a while, the ball and chain gets in the way. What are you gonna do? Like,
did you watch that episode when it aired? I was not expecting. You might expect this. I mean, it was the '90s. You could expect a slap. Yo,
what was all those, like, episodes too, where, like, he was, like, there was, like, those whores that he was constantly rescuing from, like, those, like, you know, like, he was constantly rescuing, like, those women from, like, you know, like, being, like, in bondage,
He punched her in the face with a closed fist, with, like, a really hard martial arts jab.
But you know, in real life, it was full contact. Like,
I don't think it was.
He was just done with her on set, and, like, they wrote it into the storyline. Like,
it was just so funny because you wouldn't. I have to watch that episode again, and with no expression, he just punched her right in the face. He didn't even get mad. He was just done.
Well, Chuck Norris doesn't even explain himself the way.
What about when he punched that lady in the face for no reason?
You keep bringing that lady, like,
with a closed fist.
Look, I can't speak. I mean, maybe he was going through a divorce at the time. Like, who knows? Like, I don't really know.
I
like,
don't believe
why?
You would. We could double check the dates on that.
I can't imagine Walker punching. I mean, you know, speaking to an Indian healer, yeah. Like, you know, saving women from, like, being, like, you know, like, subjects of, like, some sort of, like, you know, criminal enterprise, yeah. The thing is, plugins.
Yeah, like, he threw in the face while they were driving and knocked her unconscious.
Taoist and, like, Christian.
Yes, in the face.
Now, again, I've seen quite a few Steven Seagal movies. I don't remember him beating up women, though. So that's kind of interesting that that Chuck Norris was talking all that smack on Steven Seagal. But I don't believe Steven Seagal beats up women. I mean, maybe he does. But I just don't recall. Does anybody recall? Does anybody have a receipt for Seagal punching a woman? I mean, that was a closed fist. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, this is the supposedly wholesome Chuck Norris. Just randomly punching women in the face with closed fist. I mean, there's obviously, it could have been like a slap or a push to get her out of the way. I mean, he just punched her with a closed fist. Lord Zed said Seagal would never. And it's also kind of curious, like the real-life allegations against Seagal versus supposedly the lack of allegations against Chuck Norris, but I'm not sure about that. John Smith said Seagal got accused by a woman. Well, so did Mike Tyson, but I mean, come on. If Tyson or Seagal puts hands on a woman, I mean, how can that woman survive? I mean, you'd think there'd be some kind of evidence. Again, maybe they did. Again, I'm not claiming anything's true or untrue. I'm just saying, like, without evidence to back it up. I mean, who's going to believe that you got hit by the deadliest humans in the history of existence and it didn't leave a scratch? I mean, it just doesn't seem logical. I know that head snapback was kind of quick, but yeah, I'm guessing he didn't really punch her, but that's besides the point. We're talking about the wholesome value of this TV series. Okay. Yeah, there's been no evidence there's been no legitimate evidence against Seagal. I went over all those allegations, and coincidentally, there weren't those allegations. Like, all the allegations started flowing in the mainstream as soon as he blew the whistle against the powers that be on Piers Morgan, and I went over all of that in the Seagal series. Alright, so we're going to round it out for tonight. But, yeah, we got Brian Bosworth added to the rotation here. He deserves to be taken seriously for sure. So, thanks again, everybody. And possibly Dustin Diamond as well. I mean, I really haven't done an analysis on him. Perhaps we need to do a deep dive logical analysis on the life and times of Screech. But thanks again, everybody, for joining us. If you want to help support the podcast, you can donate to our PayPal. Check the link in the description. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Patreon. If you're not getting updates, you can even join the free Patreon tier. Get the updates through there. I know YouTube doesn't always send them out. This is Bruce McGuire signing off. Catch you guys next time.